Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Biking Buddies, that's right, it's the motovlog channel. We're out on the bike today and it is a TRF monthly social, the month of May, right at the very end of May it has to be said. We're just knocking on the door of the bank holiday. We're in the North Yorkshire National Park, or we will be very shortly. But one thing is for sure, it should be an absolutely fantastic day. We've got an intermittent forecast. It is unbelievably warm. I'm actually roasted, but I do need the waterproof on today because we are forecast showers, and I'm hoping we don't get too many of them. Not because of the riding, that's never bothered me really in reality, but I know that the GoPro is susceptible to water ingress. It really doesn't like those heavy showers. So, a little bit of a longer intro than normal, but as always in fine Biking Buddies fashion, grab yourself a brew, grab yourself a beer, and come with us on this week's Biking Buddies motovlog. Let's cue VT.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison, what's your pleasure?
Okay, so that is the titles out of the way, as you have well seen. So what are we up to in a little bit more detail today? Well, this is a TRF monthly social ride. It is May, the last bank holiday before we dive into the long, heady, heated days of the summer months. We're heading over onto the North Yorkshire National Park. We are presently just a couple of groups. So this before us is the beautiful shoulder of the North Yorkshire National Park. We're going to climb high up onto Rudland Rig and then traverse across the tops down towards the southern end of the national park. I'm not entirely sure how our group dynamics are going to work today. We've got a few enduro bikes out with us, and we've also got a small proportion of ADV bikes led by yours truly. So we're going to rendezvous at the bottom of the Cleveland Hills here before we make the lovely climb up Rudland Rig. Cheerio chaps, enjoy! And there we are. So we just come down Rudland Rig, we've clicked into one of these showers that we've got, and we are now down to 4 bikes in the ADV sector. So Dave's going to take cheerio folks, Dave's going to take the other bikes off, the enduro style bikes, the smaller bikes, and they're going to do some single lane more technical stuff, and we're going to stick to the dual track that we're presently on at the moment. That pannier is not actually tied in properly. It is now. So let's get ourselves underway. Oh my life, it is wetter than a wet thing today. We've definitely clicked into this rain, make no mistake about it. So we've worked our way down Rudland Rig to pretty much the kind of 2/3 point where we broke right and headed down into Barnsdale. Barnsdale? Nowhere near Barnsdale. Into Bransdale, and now we're going to head back up and across the rig. So I am going to move the camera around a little bit and see if we can't just get a little bit of rear placement going on with the camera. Ready, 2, 1. So there we are, fully synced up. A foggy, soggy, muggy day up Rudland Rig. All good? Yep. And away we go. So the forecast is only showers, to be fair, but we seem to have had a shower for, well, like forever. So we started off the day dry, and then we clicked into a little bit of rain, and it hasn't really left us since. Looking around us, the cloud cover is extremely low, so I am envisaging this rain is going to be with us for the majority of the day. But not to matter, when you're trail riding, it kind of almost doesn't matter really. Do like these little lofting bits. They're not really jumps as such, but just enough to get a bit of lofting, unload that front wheel. Now hopefully, rear rail cam will be working. And it's not just flicked itself skyward or even roadward, you never know. So very quickly we'll be coming back up to our meeting point where we broke and headed down to Bransdale earlier, we'll be heading this time down into Farndale. You never know with some of these puddles. I know that you know, if you guys are watching this, you're normally watching Paul Tarras type videos, you'll be thinking, man alive, why didn't you just power on there? Well, a couple of mates have actually hit puddles on the rig where we are at the moment, and yeah, they've been considerably deeper than they'd appeared, and they just stopped the bike dead. And in both cases, both riders went straight over the handlebars. So for me, yeah, I'll always back it off when I see those massive puddles. You just don't know from one week to the next. So much traffic gets across here, and very quickly they can just be pulled out to be little swamp holes without you actually realising. But the rest of it, yeah, we're in the fog now, that is for sure. I do apologise for the lens, guys. There's not a vast amount that I can really do about that. Here's another one. You can tell by the amount of gravel on the side of the track there, that was probably, possibly going to be a deeper one. Not worth the risk. Risk and reward. So we've come across the road sweeper here. I just wanted to check the grass out there. Cheers, buddy. Just wanted to check the grass out before we went into this deep grass to our left there. Sod's law, it would have been a massive ditch and just soaked the bike up. But yeah, not to worry. Easy pickings today. So, Gillamore back lane, baby. That's where we're heading now. So we're right on the south edge of the national park. It should have been brighter down here. Should have been is the operative word, and as certainly you can see in here, maybe you can't see, maybe you can now see, and here it is a very wet day today. Now I never actually know the name of this lane, apart from Tree in Your Face Lane. No, I never know the lane namesake. However, one thing I do know today, given my reputation with water, is we, or certainly I, am not going to do the water crossing today, although it didn't actually look as deep as I thought it would. With the volumes of rain that we've had through the night, I thought that would be considerably deeper, but today, discretion being the better part of valour, or better part of the soaking, as Leo would say, I'm going to opt for the bridge. Yep, I think that is a wise move. Hopefully the big BM will fit over the bridge. I never actually... Yes, he is. I never actually gave that a thought or a consideration, to be honest. Yes, so apart from a little bit of dampness in the air, and probably on the lens as well, we're having an absolutely fantastic day. So we're getting a little bit hungry now. Clean that up for you. Yeah, we are getting just a little bit hungry now, so we're turning tail, heading to the brighter skies, and hopefully we're going to pick some lunch up in about half an hour or so, meet the other TRF groups, and then get ourselves ready for the afternoon stint. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hopefully the audio is still working. It's been raining now for best part of 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours worth. So as we work our way across the tops to our midpoint of the day, midpoint being lunch, we've got the beautiful valley of Farndale down to our left hand side, and considerably brighter, albeit still wet, but across to my right, looking out to the east, man alive, that does look a very foreboding sky indeed. I know that I'm looking through this at a tinted visor, so it is a little bit darker to my eyes than perhaps the GoPro, but yes, it is very, very wet and a little bit testing now, I must admit. That water, we were just saying there, we pulled up for a brief break, a bit of a leg stretch. It doesn't matter how hard you try, that water ultimately seeps its way in through all the little nooks and crannies, and before you know it, yes, you are getting wet at some point. That said though, it is still incredibly mild. We're right up on the tops, just about to go past the 4th highest pub in England, and we are showing a little bit of a bewildering 11 degrees, so very nice, very warm. And thankfully we have got those ambient air temperatures. I think if it was a little bit colder, just the general ambient, wow, that would be a testing ride indeed. But I know one thing's for sure, when we stop for lunch at the cycle hub, All of their food is home prepped. You do have to wait a little bit for it, but it is definitely worth the wait. Their homemade soup is absolutely out of this world, and on a day like today, that's exactly what you need. Some hearty Yorkshire food served up by the Cycle Hub in Friarmdale. And there we are, the Lion Inn, the 4th highest pub in England. Superb. Let's go get some food. Belly's hungry. So that was lunch at the Cycle Hub, and the weather is just starting to break a little bit. And when I say break, what I actually mean is it's not raining at the moment. So we're going to get ourselves over. We just work our way around counterclockwise now around the top section, the northern section of the North Yorkshire moors, and back towards our rendezvous point, which was Stokesley Marketplace. And what a difference a lunch stop makes. Look at this broken sky. There's a couple of little bits of spits and spats in the air, but certainly isn't raining like it was earlier, that is for sure. And man oh man, am I glad, because yes, hopefully the gear can dry out a little bit. And predominantly dry, I guess. Jacket could do with a bit of a... And although we'd done really well right up to this point, the water gremlins had eventually crept into the audio connector on the GoPro, and as we head off to the top of Glaisdale Rig, yep, we lost the audio. So that's our little road section done through Lilholme, the sleepy little village of Lilholme, and now we're picking up a very inauspicious trail, but it's quite a speedy trail really, and this will take us high up onto Danby Moor, onto Danby Beacon. It is quite a popular trail, this one, and as you can see, there's not a vast amount that's hugely challenging, but we do need to be just a little bit careful of some of the water drops, because some of them are quite deep indeed. Let's go through that one. But this is kind of the gentle lead in really. We pick the Y section up here, and then we can just open the taps a little bit once we get through this water. Let's have a little bit of second gear action, because you don't know what's going on in the bottom of that. That was quite deep. 2, 1. Right. All good? Right. Try not to kick it. Right, here we are then, Shaun the Sheep Trail on the Danby end. And away we go. So, pretty much like the other trail that we've just come across, not overly auspicious this one. However, we do need to be a little bit careful with some of the water, particularly on this side of the trail, because it can be quite deep, as we can see directly in front of us, and also hopefully from rail cam as well. It does have a tendency to wash out quite a lot, this track, so whilst you look at the puddles and think they're just puddles, in reality some of them can be deeper than some of the water crossings, the river crossings that we go over. And this is it. So yes, the left hand side is particularly deep, not that the right hand side is overly shallow either, to be fair. And we're all through. That's good. So yes, some quite deep water on some of these inauspicious trails. So I think that's the tricky bit out of the way in terms of depth of water. Let's just get on with the trail, manage the few ruts that there are, and this one particularly is a bit more sandy than gravelly, so the bike does tend to move around and skit around quite a bit. But when you get that gravel, you can open the taps a little bit and it's all good fun. These water sections, you've just got to be careful. You know, if we'd have hit that at any speed, well, aside of the fact you don't know what's in the bottom of it, but yes, they are very deceptive, to say the least. And here's another one. Who needs river crossings? And these are just puddles. Dear me. can see how much water runoff there's been by just the sheer volume of exposed bricks. That's that sand just pulling the front wheel of the bike where it wants to go. Another deeper one. Oh, it's not too bad, that one. And ironically, this used to be the really wet section down here. There's been an awful lot of work over the years, and when I say years, I mean we're talking like decades. But this used to be incredibly wet, incredibly boggy. Lots and lots of drainage work gone on there. And it's nowhere near as wet as some of those puddle sections that we've been across earlier on. And this sees us at the end of the aptly named Sean the Sheep Trail. And there he is in the bus stop, Mr. Sean the Sheep. So let's jump off, demontage the camera at the back of the bike. And there's the road section.
And right at the very end of the ride, the audio decided to let go again. So I decided to keep the footage in there, hence the audio is a little bit shaky from Mirrorcam.
Okay then folks, so if you have stuck us to the end, then thank you very much for your company as always. Here we are at the end of the trail, showing the sheep that we've just come down, and Carl's had a little bit of an impromptu shower and a bath soaking on the way through. I hope you've enjoyed the day. It's dry at the moment, but we can certainly see the weather across to the south edge is barreling up, so it ain't going to be long before where we're standing is going to be covered in rain again. So the final thing for me to do here with the guys high up on Commondale Danby Moor is to say to you guys, wherever you are in the world guys, keep it safe, keep it shiny side up, and we will catch you for the next one. Cheers folks, bye now, bye.